Podcast, WATP.
Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. He had a brand new episode that came out this week about all the hot political news that's happening in the U.S. And of course, things are heating up with the presidential race. And we had this book that just dropped with some very scandalous news about when Trump was the president.
Hello, and welcome to Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. A lot's been happening this week. According to Bob Woodward's new book, War, Donald Trump said COVID testing kits to Russian President Vladimir Putin in the opening days of the pandemic. I don't know what's sadder, that people who could have used those tests possibly died from the effects of the virus, or that they got to miss out on Putin following through with his blackmail and releasing the Trump hooker urination tape.
Okay, first off, he's overmodulated. It sounds like shit, obviously. But he had no confidence in that joke. It seemed like he lost confidence halfway through. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm starting to figure out the Tom formula, Carl.
Please.
He takes jokes, cuts them in half, and just mixes them up.
Okay.
So the beginning of one joke to the punchline, the setup for one joke, punchline of the next.
So he's got like flashcards, and it's like set up punchline, and then he drops them on the ground. He's like, fuck!
Tom Myers.
He tries to put it back together.
Tom Myers against humanity.
I think it's even worse than that. I think he thinks of the idea of a joke, and then he just says it. And then as he's saying it live on his podcast or whatever, he realizes, oh, shit, there isn't a joke here.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, that one specifically, you could tell he's... And the problem with that is that the people then who die don't see the thing.
He read ahead, and he's like, who wrote this?
Yeah, exactly. Tukey does it all the time. I understand, Tom.
It happens, Tom.
It's hard.
This one right here, I know some people are like, all right, we get a Tom Myers and not to write a joke. This one has it all. This is the Tom Myers that I love right here.
With less than a month before the election, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has said that supporting Donald Trump is basically what he calls a business decision. Supporting Donald Trump sounds like a business decision, much in the same way that some people would consider dunking their balls in their boss's coffee.
Jesus.
He does have it all.
It has it all, doesn't it?
And they would call it what?
Yes, that's
right.
what was missing.
What would be the punchline of that? Dunking your balls in coffee sounds like you're the loser in that scenario.
Yes. No, you're the guy. You're laughing.
Yeah, right up until it touches the coffee.
What, because you have coffee all over your khakis now?
No, but your boss has to drink your ball coffee.
Your boss doesn't know your balls are in the coffee.
Exactly.
And then if you tell him, you're fired. So what the hell is he talking about?
It's
genius.
But it's not iced coffee. He didn't say iced coffee. Coffee would be very uncomfortable to dip your balls into.
Yeah, that would
Your balls are tough. They can take a lot.
Balls. Well, all right. Cardiff, maybe you know more than I do about what you can do with balls.
Detroit, we're all dipping balls in coffee.
All right,
Be
sounds good.
All right, you're not staying in the Airbnb with us.
We just figured out what we're doing on Saturday, everyone. Is a business decision in the same way that dipping your balls in your boss's coffee is a business decision.
It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
I like that even the panel's just like, oh, okay, why not?
Wait, what?
All right, here's another joke.
At a rally in Pennsylvania this week, Trump ended his town hall with a song called Time to Say Goodbye, which is fitting, as that is what his brain has been telling his body for years now.
I like that one. Just
At least there was something there.
Brain's been telling his body that for years now. You guys familiar with Chuck Todd?
No.
Chuck Todd used to be a anchor in the morning on a news program, was let go from that position. So it's important to know that and find out how hilarious this joke is.
Maryland Senate candidates Angela Alsobrooks and Larry Hogan held their debate this past week. This holds some special significance for most of this panel. The debate was moderated by Chuck Todd. He had three other moderators who were there to make sure he didn't sneak off into a studio, build his own Meet the Press set, and hold up there with firearms.
Chuck's a nut.
He would do that, right?
Is he a nut?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think so.
Retard is more like it.
That's the joke. That is the joke. Well, he's got a follow-up to this.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
At this point in his career, having Chuck Todd moderate a Senate debate after having him step down as the host of a Sunday talk show on a Big 3 network is a bit like putting a horse in a children's petting zoo before they take it out back to have it put down.
Is it?
I think it's more like putting your balls in your boss's coffee.
Yeah, I would say putting your balls in your boss's coffee.
That's where that one came from.
That's definitely. You're right. That he just screwed up the setup and punchline.
Yeah.
That would have made perfect sense.
Somebody cut that. Somebody cut those.
What the fuck? Yeah, that'd be funny if we rearranged his jokes. That could be a game. Fair enough, we rearranged it or not. Like, is this the actual joke? Or did we change it?
Somebody else has to make it, please.
Okay.
No more games.
Producer Chris is writing that down. I like it. All right. So apparently that's like putting a horse in a children's petting zoo.
I guarantee this game will make it so much funnier. And it will make sense.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I like it.
Cardiff, you know games. I like this.
I like it
Produce. Chris.
Okay. This next joke is not a joke. I am telling you, if anyone thinks it's a joke, you'll have to explain this to me why this is a joke.
During Hurricane Milton, a 54-year-old man rode out the storm on a makeshift boat, which he also did during Florida's previous storm, Hurricane Helene. He live-streamed the event, during which he dropped a racial slur. Despite the risks involved, he managed to survive both hurricanes. Unfortunately.
The one person started laughing before, unfortunately. Is unfortunately the punchline?
I think so.
Yes.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
This person I don't like is still alive.
Be the anchor? That's the only thing I could come up with. Dropping the racial slur. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Despite the risks involved, he managed to survive both hurricanes. Unfortunately.
No, it's clear, Carl. People who say racist words should die.
Correct. I think that's what he's saying, but it's still not a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
wow, that's deep.
Okay.
Deep, bro.
All right, guys. Starbucks is in the news, and Starbucks is about to get roasted, pun intended, by Tom Myers.
Starbucks announced that it's rolling back its discounts and promotions. As someone who has shopped at and paid for Starbucks for years, my question is, what discounts?
Yeah. Starbucks be expensive, don't it, Tommy? Boom!
Roasted.
Roasted.
He has to add extra words for no fucking reason.
For someone who has shopped at and enjoyed paid for. Yeah, we get it.
I have a Starbucks all the time. What discounts?
Right. Yes. Thank you. It's so you can make it so much easier, and then it's the lowest hanging fruit. Like, yeah, Starbucks is expensive, right? Yeah. Okay, we got it. So that's the end of his monologue, and that's when it's Jeff's time to shine. Jeff Heisen. He's always prepared. So what happens every episode is he introduces the panel, and then he asks them a very direct question, which is, what's everyone been up to? And that's when Jeff now knows to jump in and get his joke in that he has pre-prepared.
And now on with the show. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Heisen, Gina Brown, and David Kay.
Hey, Tom.
Everyone, welcome to the show. What's everyone been up to this week?
Well, one thing I know is that I'm not standing there swaying to someone else's music, someone who's not authorized me to use their music for 40 minutes. I'm not doing that.
What?
I'm with
Right off the get-go, Jeff is like right in it.
Gloves are off.
I mean, Jeff delivers a joke like Tom does now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I'm not doing is swaying back and forth to music that I don't have the rights to from the original artists who decide who can listen to. So if you don't know what he's talking about here, Trump did a town hall. Trump did a town hall where he's like, all right, enough with the questions. Let's listen to music. And he just danced to music for 40 minutes, which is one of the funniest fucking things you've ever seen. Trump dancing. So that's what Jeff Heisen is referencing there, but good stuff. Very good stuff.
Who are these podcasts?